Hello and welcome to the John and Scotto Show with John and Scotto. I'm John.
I'm Scotto.
I've been waiting weeks to say that. It's either going to get old very quickly or never get old. I can't tell. And this is our sort of discussion show on the channel. It's an open discussion. We pick a topic every week, a different topic, and it's just going to go where it goes. No editing, no cutting, no trying to stay on track like we do on Zombie Takeout. For those who don't know, we also co-host a B and Cult movie review show called Zombie Takeout. In case
that was too professionally and done and well polished for you, Now we're going to get rough. That's it.
And this week's topic, rather conveniently, because we were already planning to do the test episode in late September, early October, is the premiere episode of Star Trek Discovery, which aired last Sunday on CBS, September 24th to be specific if you're watching this in the future, on CBS and CBS All Access, which is kind of my biggest issue with the whole thing. Because the first episode aired on CBS on TV, and the second episode of a massive cliffhanger was only on CBS All Access, behind either a paywall or a 30-day free trial. I watched both of them because I already had All Access. You've only seen the first one.
I'm not going to put my money down until after I see something. That's just how it goes.
I found out last night that the second episode was on All Access only, and I immediately canceled my All Access account. I was that bad.
Well, wait. I mean, you knew the rest of it was going to be on All Access, right?
Yeah. It was more that they put the second half of a cliffhanger behind a paywall.
Yeah.
At least give everybody the setup for free. And I was just going to say, this is going to be full spoilers. If you haven't seen the first two episodes and have any intention of seeing them, watch them, come back.
Well, there I go. See you later, guys.
Well, you said, if you were going to sign up for a free trial, I don't think you'll mind me spoiling them.
Well, honestly, we know it's not called Star Trek. Was it Shinjo? So
I had that in the captain's name in my notes phonetically.
So we know that ship is either going to be toast,
yes,
or she's not going to be on it anymore.
Mm-hmm. But how many Starfleet ships, particularly lead ships, have we seen destroyed?
In every Star Trek movie,
pretty much.
They destroyed one in every movie, I think, didn't they? Just about.
Mm-hmm. But this also leads to my second issue, which wasn't really a deal breaker for me, but these first two episodes are just set up.
Yeah.
It establishes Burnham, basically, the second officer, or the first officer, second in command, on the Shenzhou, and the main character of the series, which is a bit of a twist for them. But the ship gets destroyed by the end of the second episode, and the captain dies.
You're right.
And she gets court-martialed because of, in the first episode, she nerve pinches the captain.
Yes.
Because she wants to do it her way. And she turns out to be right.
Well, of course, yeah.
Because she's the lead character. But of course, she gets thrown in the brig for this. And eventually,
as well, she should too, of course, because it is a military operation. Mm. And you also knew that Jason Isaacs was going to be the captain of the series, so you knew Michelle Yeoh wasn't going to be on the series that long.
Yeah. And just a note about Michelle Yeoh. This is a woman who has a storied background in Hong Kong action movies.
Oh, yeah.
She was in Super Cop, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
She was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And her acting is good. I can't really criticize her performance. I bought it.
I think all the acting was on point here.
Very solid. But they gave her one fight scene at the end of the second episode that is very sparsely shot, and she loses.
Oh,
this is like it's effectively like doing that to Jackie Chan.
Yeah, that's not cool.
She's got just as much of a pedigree. Speaking of the cast, Doug Jones plays the alien communications officer. Was it communications or science officer?
Sure. Okay.
Lieutenant Saru, under a ton of makeup, of course, because it's Doug Jones. That's what he does.
Yeah.
But he's voicing himself, which is wonderful because he's a really good actor. And he's normally either quiet, like in Pan's Labyrinth, or he's dubbed, like in Hellboy. David Hyde Pierce dubbed him, or dubbed, the voice of the character.
Why would they get David Hyde Pierce to dub him? I mean, their voices are pretty similar.
They are, but I guess Hyde Pierce was a bigger name, obviously, because this was around the first Hellboy was kind of in line with Fraser, timing wise, and so he was a bigger name, and he does have more of that kind of neurotic voice than Doug Jones does.
And you say they bring him along into the series?
He's in the series. He's the only other one we know of that's in the series, and I did like Ciro.
I did like his character. In the
I really related to him. His species was treated as fodder. They were food for another species on their planet, and as a result, they can sense death coming. And
he's telling them to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. Basically spends most of both episodes saying, "Let's go, or somebody's gonna die."
It's time to go.
And just rolling it back to the first one, I really liked the rapport between now I'm gonna screw it up. Giorgio and Burnham. It was very Picard Riker.
Yes.
She was Giorgio, the captain, was very calm and very rational, and Burnham was kind of emotional, which is surprising considering she was raised a Vulcan.
Yeah, that kind of doesn't go together, really.
No, well, I think they're going to make a thing of that throughout the series, as she's kind of fighting her dual natures, kind of in the opposite direction of Spock.
But I mean, she's not actually Vulcan, though. She was just raised that way.
Her parents were killed in a terrorist attack on Vulcan, and actually in a Klingon attack on Vulcan when she was very young, and she was raised by Sarek. She's Spock's stepsister.
And I mean, other than fan service, I don't get the point of bringing Spock's family into this.
Sarek is just kind of a way to ground it in the universe, I guess.
I mean, are they going to have Zach Quinto guest star?
There's speculation about that, that they're going to bring him in and to kind of establish the younger Spock in this universe, which completely contradicts the first J.J. Abrams movie.
Yeah.
Because they established that was a separate universe, and this Discovery takes place 10 years before the original series in the same universe.
There's people that have theories that it's a third universe, actually. But that's just online speculation.
They flat out said this is the primary universe. It's 10 years before original series.
And you can see like the bridge between the Enterprise uniforms and the original series uniforms. Mm-hmm. Although it's just like, I guess they just had a little period in their history where they just had these really bland uniforms of like spandex and whatnot. Who knows?
They're going to update things, of course.
Yeah.
You don't want to make the series look like it was shot in the late 60s in 2017, unless you're doing like a parody.
And which brings up one of my problems with this.
Okay.
Those are not Klingons.
As I've been saying, if you don't listen to Zombie Take It, they look kind of like CeeLo when he went to that award show as a statue.
They do look a little like that. They look a lot more like the Jeb Hadar from the Deep Space Nine series.
Okay.
Only they've given them more detail and color, but it's still pretty much the same face that or head that they're using. That it's not a very big stretch to go from one to the other. Why they're now Klingons, I don't know. I mean, they should just stick with what worked. The Klingon design from the movies are good enough.
Yeah, and it was basically the same as Worf.
Yeah, there's no need to change that. To tinker with that.
Yeah. I think I kind of know where they're going with it, how they're going to explain it, because the Klingons in Discovery are very concerned, very obsessed with racial purity.
Yeah.
I suspect the later Klingons were the result of interbreeding.
There was an episode of Enterprise that dealt with the, with the reason they lost their bumps and stuff.
Okay. I didn't see much of Enterprise.
They started out on Enterprise as the Klingons from the movie, and then I think there was some sort of, I don't know if it was like a genetic mutation or a disease or something, where they lost their bumps.
Oh, okay.
And it comes back to the episode of Deep Space Nine where they go back in time, and they're like, "Those are Klingons," and Worf just says,
"We don't talk about it.
It is something we do not discuss."
But that makes sense. If it was a disease and they're kind of slowly recovering from it, you'd have the smooth Klingons effectively, and then the movie Worf version as they're kind of improving, they're kind of recovering.
Right, because they say in Enterprise,
original version,
like how long it'll take for it to like wear off or whatever, and it was like the amount of time it took between Enterprise and the movie.
Oh, okay.
So they explained the whole thing. I mean, of course it's retcon, but why not? It's fun to explain why they had shitty special effects in the 60s and how they're now good.
Mm-hmm.
But then, they could have still had the same physical features as a Klingon, and those cool, ruby spikes and everything on their armor.
Oh, yeah, the armor was impressive.
Right. They just didn't need to change the face. It just didn't make any sense.
Yeah. I think the effects makeup artists just wanted to have some fun. Speaking of the Klingons, okay, I've read somewhere that they're not going to be treated as the villain. You're going to see both perspectives.
Huh.
But okay, they're obsessed with racial purity and they are extremely religious. Political
they're the bad guys.
references aside, how can you not hate them? How can they not be the flat out villains? Also, they use caskets as armor on their ships.
Yes.
Which is very Reaver.
Yeah.
For the Firefly fans out there, that is straight up Reavers.
Why don't you say the browncoats?
I should have said the browncoats. Thank you for correcting me on that.
All right.
Also, another part of destroying the ship and clearing out most of the crew of the Shenzhou. There was a crewman on the Shenzhou who I'm really intrigued by, and now I'm never going to get an answer. There was one of them wearing this computerized helmet.
Oh, everyone was saying it was a member of Daft Punk.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a member of Daft Punk. Reminds me of a character from an anime called Arpeggio of Blue Steel, who had this kind of helmet stuck to his head that he used to control a very high-tech sub.
I thought it was Marvin.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, if we're going to have to do this, I guess we're going to have to fly over there.
They should have had lines. And there were just a couple of other interesting looking aliens. There was one guy who had like craters on his face. I just would like a little more backstory. I mean, we've got the resident alien in Saru, and he's a great character who I deeply relate to.
Yeah.
But, it just would have... I wanted to live in that world a little more. And the Andromeda looking bridge.
That is what that is, isn't it?
Exactly like the Andromeda.
I couldn't put my finger on it, but that is it. That's fucking Andromeda. Even the uniforms are very Andromeda.
Okay. And that was a Gene Roddenberry show, so it works.
Isn't that... I'm trying to remember where that fits into the Star Trek universe, though. Wasn't that... That was probably post-Enterprise, right?
That was... I think I just looked it up today. I think 2001, I think, is when it launched.
No, I'm talking about like when it fits in the timeline.
In the actual timeline. I don't know if it's in the universe.
I thought it was.
I have no idea. I think it's a different universe. They got Andromeda does have kind of a Federation thing in and of itself.
Well, right.
But I don't think it's in the same universe.
It might actually be this time period. It would make sense because I thought it was pre-Kirk.
It could have been. I think it was Roddenberry's attempt to reboot Star Trek without calling it Star Trek, because Dylan Hunt was Kirk effectively.
Well, yeah.
And he was working for the Federation, trying to rebuild the Federation. For those who don't know Andromeda, it was a syndicated series created by Roddenberry that aired in the early thousands. Dylan Hunt, the captain of this ship, that was part of, I don't remember what they called it, but it was basically the Federation. He gets caught in a wormhole, or in a black hole in the event horizon, and he stays there for, I think, 100 years before he's rescued by a salvage ship. And the Federation in that universe has been destroyed, and he's basically trying to bring order to the galaxy in his ship with this makeshift crew that he's put together. It was Trek 2.0.
Yeah.
Now, I will say you really didn't miss much in the second episode. It was basically just one big battle scene. And the only interesting part of it, aside from punking out Michelle Yeoh, we'll never forgive them for that, was the scene where Burnham outthinks the computer in the brig. Because the ship gets destroyed or takes a big hit, and you have her cell and empty space. And by space, I mean space. There's a hole through the ship between her and the door,
Oh wow.
between her cell. And she's got the force fields around her. She's got about 6 feet. And she convinces the computer to open the door and the force field at the same time, so that she can basically shoot through it into the hallway to get to safety.
Huh.
And she has this whole scene where she out logics the computer to prove that she is Vulcan.
Of course.
Oh, speaking of casting confusion, I thought the Admiral was originally Anthony Michael Hall.
I thought so too. He's not?
It's Terry Serpico. Which sounds familiar, but that might just be because of the movie Serpico. I did think that he and Giorgio bought Takufma's surrender a bit too quickly. Oh, you didn't see that part. I'm talking about okay. In the second episode, Takufma surrenders very quickly, and then obviously has something up his sleeve. It just felt like he bought it a bit too quickly. So in that case, I'll just cut to the end. Yeah, the ship is destroyed. Giorgio is killed. Burnham is court-martialed. Now she's on a ship captained by what's his name? Jason Isaacs. Captain Gabriel Lorca.
Oh yeah.
Now apparently Lorca has a history in Trek. Scott's more of a Trekkie than I am.
I don't remember. I mean, there was a early '80s sci-fi called Lorca and the Outlaws, but
okay.
I mean, I don't remember a Lorca in Trek.
Okay, I'd heard somewhere that he had a history.
Trek gives so much backstory just sprinkled throughout episodes, like Cochrane and Archer and stuff, that, characters that they, do come back to in other series or movies every now and again. But I don't know about a Lorca.
Okay.
I don't remember one, at least.
But apparently I was reading Jason Isaacs saying that he described Lorca as incredibly fucked up. So, because that ending is a little problematic. The Chinese woman being killed off and replaced by the white guy, and the African American woman being basically turning into a criminal. But at least the white guy isn't the savior. He's not the do-gooder. He is a problem. And some people are speculating that he's going to be like an Ahab character.
Huh. Okay.
I don't know.
He's a great actor, though.
Oh yeah. We were talking about him a while back, and you'd said you first saw him in the series Awake, which I got a kick out of, because that show lasted like half a season.
Yeah, brilliant, but canceled. What can you do?
And it was the only other thing I've seen. What's his name? Wilmer Valderrama in outside of that '70s show. So it took me a while to kind of get used to him in a dramatic role, because he's Fez to me. and I know Jason Isaacs from the Harry Potter movies. He was kind of second in command to the big bad, Voldemort. And he's now in a movie called I think The Death of Stalin is the name of it.
Oh, okay,
I saw a trailer for it today. It's a comedy about basically the power vacuum that happened after Stalin died. Isaacs plays a Russian officer. So he apparently has a thing for playing bad guys, except for Awake. He's good at it. Although on Discovery, he's going to be doing a Texas accent.
Okay, so there's Federico Garcia Lorca.
Okay.
He's a playwright and poet from early 20th century. So that's
who they're referencing.
That's who they've named him after.
Okay. I'd heard something about that name has a history in the Trek universe, but maybe not.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Trek universe though. In that name.
Okay.
I mean, because it's interesting because Picard, of course, they actually named after a real, family of explorers.
Right. And there's probably a ton of other references that we're not aware of. Archer could be a reference. It's a common name.
Well, yeah, Archer. I think they may even mention his name in the original series. I think. I mean that name.
Okay.
It definitely was mentioned a lot in Next Generation. you know, as a historical figure, as, you know, the lead, you know, first one out there.
Right.
So it made sense to do a series about him.
And how long before TOS was Enterprise?
Well, Enterprise was before TOS.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How long?
Oof, probably a few generations. Like,
okay, so it was before Discovery as well.
Yes.
All right.
Well, because think about it, it's like the Earth is just joining the Federation.
All right. I only saw a handful of episodes of Enterprise.
Yeah.
I don't really know a lot about it.
In fact, that's the series finale. Is the Earth? Well, you know, they kind of shoehorned in there, but it is the Earth joining the Federation finally.
Oh, okay.
Because, well, they, you know, the first officer is Vulcan, but she's kind of sent there to just kind of keep an eye on us and see, like,
right.
how are we going to fuck this up? We don't fuck this up too badly, sort of thing.
Right.
She's babysitting us.
Uh-huh.
So that's what made the show interesting. It's just a shame it didn't have, I don't know, just more time to really go with, you know?
I think it really just needed more time. And I think that's another issue I have. Well, actually, I was going to say that's an issue with Discovery, that the cast needs to gel, but really they don't, because most of the cast isn't around anymore.
Right. And that really brings my my summary of it all. You know, it was a good start, but it's not anything. It's way too soon to say, okay, now pay money to see the rest of it.
Oh yeah, that was a huge mistake.
It is. I mean, they should have given us at least half a season to watch this, and then, I mean, tell us that eventually it's going to go, and then see if we still want it.
Or just put it on Netflix like it is in other countries. You know, people already have Netflix. A lot of people. CBS All Access is kind of unknown.
Well, they're trying to launch that with this.
They're using Star Trek to launch their service,
but no, I mean, we're going to be able to see it eventually somehow anyway.
Yeah, it'll go in some. It'll probably end up on Netflix since they co-produce it. You know, once it's over, they'll probably take it. You know,
right,
put it on American Netflix.
Someone's gonna have it. Either Hulu, Netflix, somewhere. There's too many places. It's gonna end up somewhere. But if they really wanted to launch this network, let us bond with the cast. Right. You know, let us bond with the characters, and we'll go for it most likely.
Oh yeah.
But as is, I mean, I'm not going to give up Netflix or my satellite radio or something or add another pay service onto Amazon and everything else I've got.
I was going to say CBS is a bit less expensive. It's like $7 if you don't mind commercials. Yeah. But it's still another pay service.
Right. It's just another one. And I mean, I wouldn't mind cutting back a little bit, but actually,
I have been. I have been cutting back.
Right.
If you watch a lot of CBS stuff, it's fine. It's probably worth it. But I don't personally. I don't watch much TV to begin with.
Like, I mean, and seriously, you could see Big Bang Theory on like any network for like hours on a stretch. It's like, I mean, if you turn on TBS right now, or guaranteed you're going to run into it somewhere on your dial.
Yeah.
There's no sense to, I think I'll pay so I can see the episode I want to see of it. It's going to be there somewhere.
And, if you want to check out at least the beginning of Discovery, there is a 30-day trial, of course. And I'm not endorsing this, but there are other ways. Let's just be honest. You
know what I think? Why not wait till the whole series is done?
Yeah, that's probably a better way.
Get my 30-day trial and watch the whole season there. That's pretty much what I'm going to do. I'm just going to. This would be better binge watched anyway.
I have done 2 trials now of CBS. I initially got it when Baby Metal was going to be on Colbert. Yes, I'm a Baby Metal fan. And I got the trial just to watch that. And Discovery was going to be premiering in like a month at this point. It was last spring or spring before last.
This got pushed off like a year and a half.
Yeah, it was when it was first going to air. It was like a month after Baby Metal was going to be on Colbert. So I just decided to keep it. Eventually got tired of waiting and canceled it. And then got it again when we actually had a premiere date. So you can wait till the end of the season.
Yeah.
Get the 30-day free trial, binge the season,
binge watch it,
and then wait till the end of the next season if there is one. Get another 30 days. Binge it.
If there is a next time.
I think they might be angling for international success.
Yeah.
Because they're making it a lot easier to watch in other countries than they are in the US.
That doesn't make any sense, though. I mean, if they want people to subscribe to this service, they're going to have to do something else.
Yeah, it wasn't.
They need another show.
Yeah.
Or they needed to leave this on a little longer for us to get attached to it.
Well, what other show does CBS have that's got anywhere near the kind of following?
I can't think of anything.
Exactly. I mean, they brought back MacGyver, but
they've brought back everything. They've brought back Hawaii Five-0 for fuck's sake.
Yeah. I actually watched some of that. It wasn't bad.
It can never last long. I'm like, I'll see like a little bit of it here, and I'm just flipping around. It's like, wow.
But again, I wasn't a huge fan of the original. So.
Now back to Star Trek, of course, or more so the Orville.
Oh yes, you had a chance to watch the Orville.
The companion piece to this. You only lasted 5 minutes, or was that because of the quality, or was that just you only had time for 5 minutes?
It was because of largely the tone. It is well made from what I saw. They did put some money behind it. It starts off kind of serious.
It's very strange.
And
I don't know what to expect.
And it wasn't serious, like proper serious. It was basically like 80s shot on video kind of when a sitcom gets serious, kind of serious.
Yeah. And
then we get to the scene where the alien ejaculates out of its head when he finds it in bed with his wife.
Oh, that's it. You're talking about the first episode. Okay.
When the alien ejaculated out of his head, I was kind of like, no. I lost interest in Family Guy long ago.
But there's hardly any jokes like that in the show itself.
Okay.
It really plays like a Star Trek: The Next Generation episode.
Oh.
It's very bizarre because, I mean, there's a longtime Star Trek producer, Brandon Braga, that is actually a producer of the show, and so he gives it the exact precise Star Trek feel to it. The effects, the uniforms are pretty damn close. Everything. The difference is these are 20th century people or 21st century people. Mm-hmm. And that's where the jokes are framed on. Like, mm-hmm. The guys are dumb, the girls, are
mm-hmm.
it just yeah, so, and of course the aliens have their own quirks too to them. Mm-hmm. One, of course, who I want to see more of in the show is Norm Macdonald voices this blob, this gelatinous creature.
I really can't think of a better character for Norm Macdonald.
That McFarlane's walking through the ship and accidentally steps on him, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry." And Norm Macdonald this is the first time you hear his voice. "Hey man, no problems. It's all good."
Okay, that might be worth it. I'm gonna have to give it an episode at least. I mean, there's only 3. I might just burn through it.
Yeah, the guys are just the guys are asking the new captain questions that you would ask a new boss if you moved in. Like, the old captain let us drink soda on the bridge. Can we drink soda on the bridge? So yeah, there's a lot of that.
Children. Okay.
Yes, a lot of immature humans.
So it's Seth MacFarlane humor,
but it's done in a perfect Star Trek setting. Like, if it wasn't for that, if it was, if the writers were different writers, mm-hmm. they even tried to do it was kind of an embarrassing episode, the last one, where they actually had a trial because it was about cultural differences and stuff, and it was very heavy-handed. And just but you're sitting here like, wait, they're really doing this in a Seth MacFarlane show? Like, what? What is going on here?
All right, so on to I guess the next segment in the show, and that is the non-sequitur of the week.
The non-sequitur, brought to you by the Kobayashi Maru.
Nobody saw that coming.
No one saw that coming. Apparently, neither did we.
Yeah, first test episode.
All right.
We just decided on this like before we started filming.
So. All right. So the non sequitur of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Lemon curry. The non sequitur of the week is lemon curry. That
was the non sequitur of the week, and now it's time for a correspondence. This is from Bodo Winter, who writes in and more so voicemails us on Zombie Takeout a lot. He wanted to know when you do the new show, new telephone number, new Twitter, new Facebook. So yes, we have all new social media.
Yes.
You'll find that at johnandscotto.com. We'll have all of our social media, link to the YouTube channel where this is ultimately going to live. And we don't have a voicemail number for this show because it's unedited. I can't really work a voicemail into this.
Oh yeah, I guess that doesn't make any sense.
I'd have to have it on my phone and hold that up to my mic.
I guess you could leave the Zombie Takeout number if you want to leave a message to us.
Yeah, if you want to, and we'll read it on the show. That's I don't know. Go to zombietakeout.com, look for the voicemail number. I'm not going to look for it live.
Yeah, just go to zombietakeout.com anyway. You'll learn something. I mean,
check that show out too.
There's like 360 something episodes of it.
We just recorded 336. We just recorded
336.
And so lots of new social media. You can email us, johnandscotto@gmail.com.
Email us.
If you want to get in touch with us that way.
Wow.
We'll probably post the topic a couple of days ahead on our Facebook page and all of our other social media.
But not the non sequitur.
No.
You will never see the non sequitur coming.
And apparently neither will we. We will hopefully eventually we'll get that a little smoother.
Yeah, we'll get the hang of this. Don't worry.
And so that's the show.
Again, I hope we have a better ending than that.
Well, this is just outro. We've already done all the outro stuff. johnandscotto.com.
Yeah.
Email
I guess that's it.
At gmail.com.
I guess we're done, huh?
Facebook.com/JohnandScotto, Twitter.com/JohnandScotto. So yeah, that's it. Of course, always remember, never forget, wherever you go in life,
there you are.